Chapter 8 introduces us to a few different complications in the world. The first one, which is one no one really thought about, which is what happens when you take a vampire, stick them in the sun, and force them to play sports. This is, of course, we're talking about Jill and PE, which was something I started thinking about when I was realizing I was going to have to reverse the world and have them out in the daylight a lot more than they've ever been. And we've always had these vampires and these vampires, and they're so athletic and they can do all these wonderful physical things. And I thought, well, that's of course easy to do when they don't have the normal vampire limitations that you think of. And so it's not funny because I feel bad for Jill, but at the same time there is kind of a comical thing of sticking a vampire there and making them play volleyball. And so we start to realize, in this chapter that, okay, things aren't quite as easy as we thought they would be. Sure, Jill is safe, but now we have to deal with all these other side effects. But a couple interesting things kind of spin off of this problem of hers. One is that we start to get to see Micah a little bit more. We see his concern for her, and it's hard to be down on him. He shouldn't be trolling around. He's a human. Humans and vampires shouldn't be together. But he's just so nice and he's so lovable and he helps her in these scenes. And it's hard not to start to feel yourself getting endeared to him. The other thing that kind of emerges from this is Sydney realizes she has to do something, not just about Jill's PE problem, but also Micah, who is so lovable and endearing. And she unexpectedly decides to turn to Adrian, and that's how our chapter ends here. And it's a big moment, not just for their dynamic and how they get along, but also for Sydney, who has always had this attitude of vampires as the other. She doesn't want to be involved. It's all grudgingly, done on her part. And here she is, she's actually saying, you know what, this is my best bet. I'm going to go to him for help. And so it's a big turning point for her as a character. And as we follow along, it becomes a big turning point for both of them as well.